Hi students and welcome to biology class. We were discussing about plant kingdom in our previous videos. We have already discussed about algae, bryophytes and pteridophytes. Okay. So in this particular class, let us discuss in detail about gymnosperms. Now, if we split this term called gymnosperm, actually this gymnosperm, it is coming from a language that is a Greek language. Okay, Greek language. And if we split this here, gymnos means naked and sperma means seed. Gymnos means naked and sperma means seed. Now why the gymnospermic seed or the gymnospermic plant which produces seed, it is called as the naked seed. That is what we have to see. It's because if you see any kind of a seed, it is protected by the outer covering. For example, let us take groundnut. Okay, if you take a groundnut which is an angiosperm, it's not a gymnosperm. Now it has a woody shell like this and inside there are the seeds. Okay, if you take the cashew nut, okay, like this will be the cashew nut, it will be having a covering and inside will be the seed. If you see the mango, of course it has a fleshy part here, but inside there is a very hard covering and inside there is a seed. But a gymnosperm plant, it is not going to produce any of the outer covering. The seeds are just exposed like this directly. So there is no outer covering for these kind of seeds. So it is called gymnosperm. Gymnos means naked, sperma means seed, because seed doesn't have any kind of covering. This is what we are understanding when we say gymnosperm. Now let me show you some photos of gymnosperm. See here, this is the picture of gymnosperm. Now example, this one is example is cycas. If you see this cycas plant, it is like a coconut tree. It's not a coconut tree, like a coconut tree, and it has a considerable height also, and it grows very slowly. So slow growth is one of the most important feature of gymnosperm, because any kind of gymnosperm, if you see, they are growing very slowly. So this is first point what I have to clear. Now when we say gymnosperm, there are all kinds of plant. That is, there are medium sized plant, there are tall plants, there are very short plants also. So when we say about the size of the plant, we can compare the size of the plant with the other, like for example angiospermic plant. And here there is one more interesting feature of gymnosperm, and that is there is a plant in California. See here, California. In California there is a tallest plant in the world. Okay, there is a tallest plant in the world. Again, it is a gymnosperm. Its name is a Sequoia. Sequoia. So this is the name of the plant. It is also called as a redwood tree. See here, it is called as redwood tree, and it is having a height of about 379 feet from ground. See here, 379 feet it has. Very tall plant, and it is believed that it is around 1200 to 1800 years old. See here. So this gymnosperm plant, it is also the tallest plant in the world, one among gymnosperm, that is called Sequoia, which is also called as the redwood tree. Height is about 379, age see here, 1200 to 1800 years old it is now, and still it is living. Okay, so this is one thing. Next, if you see the root system of this plant, again it is a taproot system. You know what is the meaning of taproot. Okay, so taproot means, see, the structure will be like this. Actually the root is germinated from the radical of the seed. That one is called as the taproot. Okay, if the plant is having taproot, means it is having a very strong root system. It has having a strong root system. Like in case of grasses and all, they have fibrous root system. Just if you pull the grass, they are going to come because they have come out. They are called as fibrous root system. so it is very weak kind of root, but here this is a strong root. And again, we also have xylem and phloem in this plant. I spoke about xylem and phloem, that is primitive stage of xylem and phloem in case of the pteridophytes. I told you that in the pteridophytes, you know, primitive xylem and primitive phloem is seen. Just the xylem and phloem started its origin in this pteridophytes, but in the gymnosperm they are well developed. We can see this xylem and phloem very clearly in case of the gymnosperms. Now, one more interesting feature is there in their root system. Now, what is that interesting features? For examples of gymnosperms, let me tell. It is the pinus tree. Okay, Indian Christmas tree you can call. Pinus tree is an example. Then cycas is an example for the gymnosperm. If you see this pinus tree, the root system of this pinus tree, it will harbor mycorrhizae. The pinus tree will harbor the mycorrhizae. Now you may ask me, what is mycorrhizae? Mycorrhizae is nothing but it's a fungi. Okay. Now what is the function of this fungi? This fungi cannot remain independently. It wants some other roots. So this mycorrhizae, it will go into roots of the higher plants, like in case of the pinus tree. What this fungi will do? It will go into the roots of pinus tree, and it is going to help the pinus tree to absorb more of water, and even it will provide phosphorus to this pinus tree. In turn, pinus tree is giving shelter to it. So this is mutualism or mutual beneficial association, what you call it as symbiosis. It's a symbiotic process. Now in case of cycas, there is a very interesting feature. Okay, and cycas is usually, I think you have seen, root will go inside the ground, but in cycas most of the part, that is, it will go inside the ground, but some part of the roots, they will move up like this. Okay, they will move up and they will come out of the ground and they are coming in contact with the surface. Now these roots, they are called as corolloid roots. Here, very important, they are called as corolloid root. Now what is the function of this corolloid root? Here in this root, nitrogen fixing algae or nitrogen fixing bacteria are present. Okay, in this corolloid root, what will happen? This nitrogen fixing algae or nitrogen fixing bacteria, they will go inside this root actually, and they are fixing the nitrogen. They make the nitrogen available to the plant. Okay, so this is about the gymnosperm, and other things I'll cover in the next video because video gets too longer here. Okay, next very important thing is the reproductive structure. Okay, the reproductive structure in case of gymnosperm, we call them as cones, and there are two kinds of cones. One is called male cone or male strobili, and female cones or female strobili. It's here. Okay, then I have to speak about the leaf system, and I have to go in detail, and I have to tell you all in detail about the reproductive structure of this particular gymnosperm, which I am going to upload it in next video. If you like this video, please hit the like button, share and subscribe. Thank you.